Some days dawn so ordinary, you'd never guess the storm waiting just beyond the horizon. That morning, I was just a man with a mug of coffee, soaking in the quiet on my porch, until a teenage boy, maybe 16, strode up my driveway and fixed his gaze on my Harley. "I'll take that one," he announced, as if he were picking out a sandwich at a deli. I chuckled, thinking he was kidding. But his face stayed stone cold. "I'm serious," he insisted. "Mom said you'd give it to me. She talked to the HOA. I set my coffee down, the warmth suddenly gone from my hands. "Come again." He jerked his chin toward the cul-de-sac. That's when I spotted her, Karen, the self-crowned empress of the HOA, arms folded, sunglasses gleaming, standing like she was about to put my life on the auction block. She gave me a little wave, all fake friend charm. "You must be mistaken," I told the kid. He just huffed, repeating what his mother had said, "You don't even ride it anymore, and the noise bothers the neighborhood." Let me set the record straight. I ride that Harley every weekend. 12 years I've had it, customized every inch myself. It's not just a machine. It's a piece of my soul. And no one, least of all some entitled HOA queen, was going to take it from me. I walked over to Karen, who was now trespassing on my lawn like she owned the deed. "What's going on here?" She didn't even flinch. "That motorcycle is an eyesore. The engine's so loud it rattles the windows. The board agrees. You should donate it to someone who'd appreciate it." "And by someone, you mean your son," I said. "Exactly. He turns 17 next month. It'd be perfect." I laughed, sharp and loud. "You've lost your mind." Her smile vanished. "Fine. If you won't be neighborly, I'll escalate this." I didn't know what that meant yet. But I was about to find out. Police lights, HOA threats, and a meeting with the state attorney were all waiting in the wings. But I wasn't about to be bullied. Not by her, not by her brat, not by the HOA. If they wanted a fight, they'd picked the wrong man. The next Saturday, things went from ridiculous to surreal. I just rolled in from a ride, sun on my back, wind in my lungs, the Harley purring beneath me. I parked under the old oak by my garage, barely had time to unbuckle my helmet before sirens split the air. 2 police cruisers barreled into my driveway like I just knocked over a bank. Doors flew open, officers stepping out, hands hovering near their belts. "Sir, step away from the motorcycle." I blinked. "Sorry." "Step away from the vehicle. Now." I backed up, hands raised, heart pounding. "Is there a problem, officer?" One of them flipped open a notepad. "We received a report of stolen property. A local resident claims you unlawfully took possession of a motorcycle belonging to her minor son. You could have knocked me over with a feather." "What?" "This is my bike. Registration's inside. I've owned it for over a decade." Karen came marching over, her son trailing behind, both of them looking like the world owed them something. She pointed at my Harley, voice shrill. "That's the one. He promised it to my son, then backed out. That's theft, right?" I laughed, thinking it had to be a joke. The officers didn't. "Do you have proof of ownership?" "Yeah," I said, nodding toward the house. "It's inside." "Sir, please stay where you are," the second officer said, stepping between me and the door. "We'll get it. Just tell us where." As they went inside with my permission, Karen leaned in, her voice a venomous whisper. "You could have just done the right thing. Now everyone's going to see what kind of man you really are." I bit back my anger, kept my cool. The officers returned a few minutes later, title and registration in hand. "It's his," one said, clearly annoyed. "Clean title. Been in his name for years." Karen's smirk evaporated. Her son scowled. "This isn't fair. He said I could have it." "I never said that," I snapped. Karen, flustered, tried a new angle. Well, maybe he didn't steal it, but he lied to us. That's fraud. Even the cops had had enough. They left, no charges, no warnings, just two officers tired of being dragged into a neighbor's drama. Karen stormed off, her son in tow. But I knew better than to relax. She wasn't the type to back down. 3 days later, a letter appeared taped to my door. HOA letterhead. Notice of violation, community disruption, failure to comply with neighborhood courtesy standards. Karen had filed a formal complaint, accusing me of being a nuisance, making false promises, and poisoning the neighborhood atmosphere. It wasn't funny anymore. This wasn't just a nosy neighbor. This was a calculated campaign to intimidate me into surrendering what was rightfully mine. So I made a call, not to the HOA, not to Karen, but to Mark, an old friend at the state attorney's office. We'd served together in a veterans group. I laid out everything, the kids' demand, the bogus police call, the HOA's letter. Mark took it seriously. Sounds like she's trying to weaponize the HOA to force a private property transfer. That's not just harassment. That could be civil coercion. That got my attention. He told me to write a full statement, gather every scrap of documentation, photos, timestamps, the HOA letter. Even the doorbell cam footage of the kid saying, "Mom said you'd give it to me." That was gold. I spent the next day compiling it all. When I walked into the state attorney's office with my folder, I felt like I was loading a cannon. The receptionist's eyes widened at the stack of evidence. Later that week, Mark called. "She filed a complaint here, too. Claimed you tried to swindle her son. We've reviewed both sides. This might go to mediation. But you're not the one under the microscope anymore." That's when I realized. Karen had picked the wrong fight, and I had the law on my side. The HOA meeting was set for Thursday night. Normally, I'd never waste my time. But this time, I arrived early.